In this video, we will explain story mapping in the context of Agile product development. The top row of a story map will contain a horizontal sequence of major user activities or steps that describe the entire user journey through a product. These are the high-level, broad categories of what a user does with the product. This is referred to as the backbone. We'll then define the walking skeleton on the subsequent row, comprising stories that detail the bare minimum product functionality necessary to satisfy the customer's fundamental needs. The contents of this walking skeleton are guided by the end user's perception of a minimum viable product, MVP. These will be delivered on the first release of the product. Once the user stories for the initial release are mapped, the next step is to prioritize subsequent stories that will incrementally build upon the existing functionality. Each resulting release would represent a shippable product increment, ensuring continuous value delivery. We'll now illustrate the process of story mapping using an example of building a food delivery application. We will start with the backbone, which will contain a horizontal sequence of major user activities or steps that describe the entire user journey through the application. The initial step in the application's user journey is restaurant selection. This is followed by food selection. The user will then place an order. The application will then ask the user to make payment for the order. The application will provide the user with a feature to track the order. And finally, the user will have an option to submit a review through the application. We'll then define the contents of the walking skeleton, guided by the end user's perception of a minimum viable product, MVP. These will be delivered in the first release. Under the activity of restaurant selection, there will be two user stories, one to show a list of restaurants and another to pick from the list. For food selection, one user story to display a menu and another to choose the food shown on the menu. User stories for entering delivery location and submitting an order will be used for the place order activity. For make payment activity, a user story to display a list of payment channels will be shown, and another user story to enable payment through a selected channel. To track an order, a user story will display a map with the location of the delivery progress. And finally, on the last activity, a user story to write a review and another to submit the review. The next step is to prioritize subsequent stories that will incrementally build upon the existing functionality. Add-on prioritized functionality for restaurant selection can be selection by distance, by rating, by type of restaurant, and a customized option to remove certain restaurants from appearing in the list. Under food selection, add-on prioritized functionality can be repeat of previous order or selection for promotion items on the menu. For place order, option to choose a previous location. In track order, a function to send a text message to the delivery person and a notification when the food arrival is near. And finally, on submit review, a function to send an audio review. The new functionalities will be incrementally added through two new releases. Release 2 and Release 3. This concludes our video on story mapping. If you have found this video useful and would like more videos like this, please visit pmstudies.com. We also provide one-on-one and online class training for PMP, CAPM and ACP exams. We are adding new videos every week. Please click on the subscribe button shown below to be informed when we add a new video. The playlist shown below gives you a list of related videos to watch. Thank you for watching this video.